Okay, hi, I'm Casey, and today I want to talk to you about like some reading goals and see where I'm at with them. Hi, if you're new here, I'm Casey. I read a lot of books. I talk about them on the internet, and today I just kind of wanted to talk about, like I said, goals and see where I'm at with some of them. Some of these I talked about in, I think, in a what to expect video or something like that earlier this year, and some that I kept to myself because I was like, it'd be really cool if I could do that, and we'll see if I've succeeded at any of it. Okay, so the first personal goal I set for myself this year was to read an anthology a month. Have I done this? Abso-fucking-lutely not. I have had some struggles with my reading, and I really just, as much as I want to read an anthology a month, I've been trying, but I've been getting really stuck on some things, and the reading slump really kicked my ass. Short stories were really difficult to do, and I was on track for it, and just, I think I say on track, I may have just only done January. I think I absolutely fucking failed starting in February. I'm still trying to read more of the anthologies I have, and I have plans to read one every month, but I have not always been getting to it, so I've absolutely failed at this. The next goal I had set out for myself just in my own head was to read more short stories, and I think I've absolutely done this. Not only have I read a number of incredible short story collections this year, but I have also pushed myself to just read more short stories in general, and more anthologies, and more of just what I have on my shelves. And so I do feel very good about that one, and I feel I'm very on track for that. The next goal I had was I had a video called 12 and 24 where I set out 12 books for myself to read in 2024. And am I on track for that? Ideally, I would be reading one of these a month, and I have read 2 out of 12 so far. Now, I will say I don't feel I'm completely off the rails with this. I am keeping track of the books I'm supposed to be reading. I have plans to read one this next month. My hold from the library should be coming in, and I also have an audiobook for another one, and I still feel very good about this, especially because they are all still books I'm very interested in, and several of these books I have slotted in to other places throughout this year as well, so I still feel good about this. We'll see if I'm able to accomplish it though. Okay, another personal goal I had set for myself was to read one nonfiction a month, and I think I'm technically on track for this. This was also something I did last year as well, but I feel very about this. I don't know if I've hit this every month. I know the last couple months I've struggled with a reading slump, and nonfiction was just kind of difficult to sort of engage with during that time, but I think I've still hit this, and I still plan on doing this every month, but I don't know. I'm feeling kind of on this one. I might just completely fail at, but we will see. The next goal I had was to complete 3 different reading challenges this year. I wanted to participate in Libro FM's 2024 audiobook listening challenge, Book Riot's Read Harder in 2024, and the Buzzword Reading Challenge. And so far, for the Buzzword Reading Challenge, I am 4 out of 4 prompts completed so far. I do try to read, I know this is very loosey-goosey and you can do it however you want, but I like to complete the prompt during the month that it's set up for. So far I've been successful at that. The Book Riot Read Harder, I'm actually really surprised. I am technically 21% completed here. I have 5 out of 24 prompts completed, and I am shocked by that. I've actually not been keeping track of this. I've not been, I didn't think I was, at least. I thought I had 1 of these done. So that's actually kind of exciting. And then Libro FM's 2024 audiobook listening challenge. I am 58% done on that. I have 14 out of 24 prompts. I'm shocked. This is another one that I just have not been keeping track of. So apparently I'm on track for this. Yay! And then the last goal I had for myself was to track my spending and track how much I was saving by using my library and using Libby. I have been keeping track of this. If you watch my Money Wasters every month, I talk about that, but I'm gonna quickly do a quick breakdown of how every month has looked and what my totals look like so far for the year. Just so everyone's clear, the way I keep track of this is I have this notebook where I write all this down. I keep track of whether I read something via Kindle, physical, or I listen to the audiobook for it, and on here I have written down if I got it from my library, if I got the audiobook from it, I track the price that the book is on Audible. I know it'll get weird whenever I talk about the money that I spent if I spent money on an Audible book, but I think that is the fairest way because we have canceled our Audible subscription and are currently trying to go through our credit. But it would be the kind of thing where I feel like if we did not have credits, we would just be buying the book outright. So that's why I keep track of it that way. If I'm reading the Kindle version, I'm actually not keeping track of the Kindle price. I know I would not buy it on Kindle. I would buy a physical copy of it. So I keep track of the price of a paperback version at Barnes & Noble, because that is very, very close to the MSRP, and it's an easy way for me to look it up while I'm writing it down. And then if I've purchased a book, I've tried to write down the price I purchased it at. If I remember, some of these books are so old, I don't even have an approximation for how much I spent on them. So some books are approximated, some are, I've kept the receipts for everything I've spent this year and some of last year so that I could easily keep track of that. And anything that I know I bought new, I'm just going with the MSRP on the back. So I've just grabbed a book. This isn't accurate because this is in euros, but I think that's actually in francs, where it said $8.99 there. That would be what I would put down. So in January, I saved a total of $200.81 by using my library. Everything I read through my library, I just absolutely would have spent a shitload of money on. The amount of money I spent for books that I read in January was $118.95. Now that total does increase because that is my calculation without books that other people bought for me, so like Christmas or my birthday. But the total for like that I own is $178.89, and that's just in January. In February, my library total was $187.68. That is a shitload of money that I did not spend. And then the actual money that I did spend was $73.93. And then with Christmas, it totaled out to $120.91. March at the library, I saved $132.36. And the amount of money that I spent was $44.76. And then totaling with gifts is $70.76. And then in April, again, library coming through big, $141.61. It is a crazy amount of money. The amount of money that I spent, $38 with gifts, is $80.98. Now, our total totals for the year so far, so this is like the, a third of the way through the year, the amount of money I have saved by using my library is $662.46. That is a shitload of money. That is a ton of money that I am not using because of libraries. And none of the, very few of these are books that I would actually come back and buy physically or that I want in my collection. I love my library. Libraries are amazing. You should use them more. The amount of money that I have spent on books that I own has totaled out to $275.58. That's still a lot of money, but there are a lot of these things that I have and that I have read that I have bought over the course of some of this shit I've had for 10 years. So it is not just money that I spent all in the last year. This is money that is kind of cumulative, but still, that's a crazy amount. That's a crazy amount of money. And then with gifts and stuff, it totals out to $451.54. And I just think that's crazy. And I love keeping track of this because it keeps me very honest with my spending and it just makes me excited to use the library more. So yes, long story short, I would say I'm on track with this goal. Okay, thank you for hanging out with me today. I hope this was as interesting to you as it was for me to just talk about and for me to sort of hold myself accountable for some things. I will see you next Friday. Please feel free to do algorithm things down below and I'll see you next time. Bye.